So during the course of this training, we would demonstrate to you, show to you how you can use Microsoft Teams in solving your pain points and turn it into an intelligent business solutions. So first here, ICIT Solutions is a Microsoft Cloud Solutions partner. We partner with Microsoft, Zoho, Odoo, and other renowned cloud solutions providers. And we have approval to resell their licenses as well as manage deployment of their solutions. And not only do we offer internet support services, we also offer software solutions. And we pride ourselves as a business analyst and a technical business solution company that guarantees productivity, profitability, and ensures you have perfect peace of mind while you run your business. We've partnered with several companies. We are working together with ICANN. We have Marigold Hospital, Charkin Maritime, and we have customers in various industries. So the blueprint for this session today would basically cover what's new in Microsoft Teams, what feature to use, how to use it, and when to use it. Would show you the operational processes that can be automated using Microsoft Teams, as well as the business problems that can be solved using Microsoft Teams as a whole. So first, what is Microsoft Teams? Now, Microsoft Teams is a cloud solution. It's a productivity suite by Microsoft that is used for interacting with customers anywhere in the world. We can use Microsoft Teams to interact with business clients, with prospects, with users in our organization. We can use Microsoft Teams in interacting with users in our organization. Microsoft Teams is more or less a productivity suite, which is integrated with Office 365 as a whole. Now, in the digital world where we have advanced in amazing speeds, now for organizations to succeed, we have to embrace a digital transformation, new ways of connecting with people, data, and processes to ensure we create value. Now, Microsoft Teams is the hub for teamwork in Microsoft 365 that brings people together in a shared workspace where they can chat, they can meet together, they can collaborate on files, and automate workflows. Now, during the course of this training, we would show to us how to configure, deploy, and manage Office 365 workloads for Microsoft Teams that focuses on the basic way for us to efficiently and effectively collaborate and communicate in an enterprise environment. Now, some persons might ask, what is Microsoft Teams? Now, Microsoft Teams is a cloud-based communication platform that combines different services for collaboration, such as chat, meetings, callings, and files. Now, Teams is tightly integrated into Microsoft 365 and combines multiple workloads into a unified communication and collaboration system. Now, in addition to this, Microsoft Teams offers integration capabilities for other tools and third-party products. Now, Teams, like we said, is a platform for communication and collaboration in Microsoft 365. Now, in addition to this, Microsoft Teams delivers the advanced security and compliance capabilities that enables trustworthy online collaboration. where we can benefit from the security and compliance feature Microsoft has at the base of at the center of its productivity suite. Now, there are simple ways for us to launch Microsoft Teams. So there are three applications where we can use Microsoft Teams. We can use Microsoft Teams on the web browser. We can use Teams as a desktop application. We can use Teams on our mobile phones, either the Android mobile phones or the iOS mobile phones. Now, for us to use Teams, we have to go to teams.microsoft.com and sign in with our account that is licensed for Teams. Or we can also download the application and install same on our devices, either on our laptops or on our mobile phones. Now, the Teams user interface, and the Teams user interface, we have several features. We have several navigation icons that will guide us throughout using Microsoft Teams. First of all, we have the ability to use the chats. You'd see here we have the chat icon, we have the Teams icon, we have the calendar icon, we have the calls icon, files, as well as the abilities for us to add tabs to our Teams environment. So I would go ahead to share my screen to show us an actual Microsoft Teams environment and how we can get started using Microsoft Teams. So give me 1 second. So for us to get into Microsoft Teams environment, we go to teams.microsoft.com. Zoom this in a bit. Sorry, there's a mistake in the URL. Teams.microsoft.com. Now I'm already logged in, so I will sign into my organization, sign in with my organization profile. So, like we mentioned, in Teams, because Teams is a collaborative tool, so we would explore the capabilities we have in Microsoft Teams. First of all, we have the feature for chats, collaboration, apps and workflows. We have meetings, and lastly, calls. And all of these are secure and compliant. Now, here we have the chat box. Now, chat is the center of whatever we do in Teams, from individual chats with just one other person, or to group chats and conversations with channels. The chat icon, the chat feature has you covered in all ways. Now, once we are in chat, we can send messages that includes files. So I will try to search for a user in my organization. Let's search for Megan. We have Megan Bowen. Here we have Megan, and you can see here we have the several features Microsoft Teams comes with. Now, this is if you want to have a one-on-one private conversation, we can say, "Hi, Megan." Now, in private conversation, we can have one-on-one quick chats with specific people, or we can add several persons to a particular conversation, making that a group conversation. Also, we have the capabilities for channel messages. Now, this is for a one-on-one conversation. You see here we have the capability to chat. We have the files tab here where we can share files. We can see the organization hierarchy. We can see where Megan falls as an employee in the organization. We can see the activity we've had with Megan. We can also send files directly to Megan while in this conversation space. Now for channel messages, we'll go to Teams. You can see the Teams icon on the left where we can post messages to a channel. I'll dismiss this. Yeah. So for channel messages, you'd see that we have the general channel here, and we can start a new conversation in this channel. Now, channels are where we get work done. Now, channel conversations are either public or private, and public conversations are visible to members of that channel, and we can start conversation and make announcements in one or multiple channels by just coming to the chat box here and then saying, "Hi, everyone." So everyone who is a member of the channel would get this message and will be able to respond. Now, Microsoft Teams allows us to quickly put together a team with people inside or outside your organization. Now, you can chat with them in a team, you can chat with them one-on-one, you can add them to several channels. We have standard channel, we have private channel, and we have shared channel. So we'd go back to our Teams user interface. Now, in the Teams user interface, we can see here, we have the app bar on the left, and we have the tabs, we have the command box, and we have the profile. So let me show that to us here. You see here is the app bar where you have activity, charts, themes, the calendar icon, call icon, files, and you have the option to add other applications you want to the navigation bar here. Say let's want to add shifts. So we add the shift icon to the navigation icon. Up here, we have the command bar. Here, you can search for several commands by typing the slash icon on your keyboard. Here you can see, okay, if you want to look for certain commands, say set your status to busy, you can just type in busy and it will set your team status to busy. Here you have the profile icon for your account. You'd see when it's green, you are available. Red is busy. Red with a white stripe is do not disturb. Be right back, appear away, and offline. So if you want to set our status to busy, we just check here slash and then busy. You would see our status will be set to busy automatically. But for the course of this training, we'll reset status to available. Also, we have the tabs and then the channels. So I would show to us tabs. So here are what we know as tabs in Teams. So we have the chat tab, the files tab, we have the organization tab, activity tab, and most recently we have the LinkedIn tab where we can connect with our colleagues outside of Teams on LinkedIn. And going back to our presentation, here we have the compose message box where we can compose messages with a user or with a group of users in a particular team or in a channel. So during the course of today's training, we're going to discuss how we can set up Microsoft Teams, how to create a new team, how to join a new team, leave team, create a private team, as well as hide or show a particular team while we are within the Microsoft Teams space. So we would also show to us how we can integrate Microsoft Teams with other Microsoft 365 apps, as well as modify a team owner, a guest, removing or adding them, and connecting a team to an existing group or creating a team from an existing group or team, as well as creating a team from a template. And lastly, we would understand how we can manage team setting. So first, let's speak on how to create a team. Now, for us to create a team, first of all, we need to sign into the Microsoft Teams space, just like we did, by going to teams.office.com or teams.microsoft.com. Here we can create teams. So if you, one moment, so I'm just going to indicate so we can easily follow as I navigate around my screen. So here we have teams, and here where you have OCT coder, that's the name of this team. And every team in Microsoft Teams comes with a predefined channel, the general channel. Now, the general channel is the default location where we can communicate with all members in that team. So general channel is more or less where general posts can be sent, and everyone who is a member of the OCT coder team will find that information. So let's create a new team, and then we would illustrate on the several features we have with Microsoft Teams. So down here, you can go ahead to join or create a team, and you have the option to create team. Like we mentioned, you have the capability to create a team from scratch. You have the option to create from a group or from an existing team. And we have several Microsoft Teams templates that we can use to create predefined Microsoft team that comes with several channels meant for the particular templates we choose. So first, we would try to create a team from scratch. Now, creating a team from scratch, you would need to select what type of team is it? Is it a private team? Is it a public team, or is it an organization-wide team? Now, a private team is a team where members need permission to join, right? Say we are handling a project, and that project is to members of that project are, say we are handling a finance project, for instance, yeah? And we only need specific members to be in that team, we can create a private team. Now, the private team is closed. Only specific persons can join that team. While a public team is open and anyone in the organization can find that team to join. And the organization-wide team is a type of team where any member in your organization, say any user in your organization, automatically joins. So we'd start with a public team. Now we go ahead to create a public team. So we'll give it a name. Say we have a new project. Say we have external auditors coming in to audit our books, and would say audits 2022, right? as the name of a team, and then we can set a description. Say team for all finance members, finance employees rather, and external auditors. Required to create. Now this team will be created and we can add members as we see fit. So you see where we have audit 2022 is the name of the team. And by default, it came with a general channel. Now, this is a public team where any member in the organization can join. And we can post messages and everyone who is a member already can join. And so let's see. So we've gone through the process of joining a team. Now, let's see how we can leave a team. But before we show how we can leave a team, we need to add a member to that team. So I will add a user to this team. So we can click on add member. And I can search for anyone within my organization, or I can add an external user who is not within my organization. Now, the cool thing about Microsoft Teams is that anybody can use Teams, whether you are a Microsoft 365 user or not. We can search for any user. So I will search for a user within my organization. I would search for Megan. So I select Megan and add Megan to the team. Here you can see the option where you can choose what permission you want this user to have. Now, Megan, I want Megan to just be a member in this team and not an owner. So leave her as a member. Let's add someone else. I would add Alex. Alex Wilbur, add him as well. So I have 2 members in the Audit 2022 team. So I would sign into where I have Megan, and then we try to leave that team as Megan. See Megan B at my organization. Moment, trying to log in as Megan. Sorry, I got a bit of house cleaning to do for Megan's account. One moment. Okay, so while I try to sign in to Megan's account, let me show us how we can leave a team as a user. So take for instance, I want to leave the OCT coder team. You can just come here and then you have the option to leave the team here. So if you're already a member of a team, you can leave that team whenever you choose. So let's say I click on leave the team and I have this option that says you're the last owner of OCT Coder team. There has to be at least one owner for you to leave the team. So okay, I would go ahead and then make someone else an owner. So Microsoft Teams has this capability for us to allow members not leave teams by themselves. So if I am an owner of a team, I cannot leave that team if there is no one else as an owner. So we have Adele as an owner here. I'll make myself a member. So try leave the team again. So, but meanwhile, the guide, the how-to guides for this presentation will be shared with us, so we can follow that step on how to. We can follow this step on the number of demos we have for today's session. So we've seen how we can create a team, how we can join an already created team, and how to leave a team. So we saw during the course of creating the public team, we had the option to either create a private team or a public team, as well as creating an organization-wide team. Now, like we explained, a private team is closed to certain members who are already members of that team, and any other person needs permission to join that team. A public team, anyone in the organization can join, while an organization-wide team, every member of the organization will join that team automatically. Now it would show to us. So now in teams, take for instance, the audit 22 team we had, and then we are done with that particular project, and it's time for us to wrap up that project. So we can go ahead to hide that team, and then until the next time when we need to, until 2023, when we need to come up with that project all over again. So for us to hide a team, now hiding a team is just to ensure that that team no longer appears in the list of teams we have here as active teams, and then we can just hide them and attend to them at a later date. So let's hide the audit 22. We'll go ahead to hide, and you can see we have just one active team, the OCT coder team. And down here, you can see the audit 22 teams. Now, hiding a team doesn't mean we have left that team. It only means that conversations in that team will only appear when we expand the hidden teams icon. So we won't get the prompts when the team is in a hidden state. So moving forward, like we mentioned, Microsoft Teams is integrated with several Office 365 apps. Now, basic apps like the Microsoft apps are by default integrated with Microsoft Teams. Now, prior to us having Microsoft Teams, we had Skype for Business, and then Skype for Business was in a way limited to the number of integrations we could do. And if you're comparing Microsoft Teams um, to other collaboration tools, for instance, Cisco WebEx or Zoom, you would see that Cisco WebEx has a limited number of applications that it can be integrated with. Now, Microsoft Teams, you can integrate it with the Teams API, a Microsoft Graph, where you can do the entire coding. That's to all our developers we have in the session. And for Skype for Business, we add limited features we could do with Skype for Business, as well as Cisco WebEx. So in Microsoft Teams, you have the capability for workflow. Now, the workflow either Power Automate or Power Virtual Agents. You can integrate that seamlessly with Microsoft Teams. Now, I'll show to us the some of the applications that we can integrate with Microsoft Teams as a whole. So we'll go into Teams, and then for us to see the number of applications we can integrate, I would click here on Apps. And we can see a ton of applications, both Microsoft developed applications and external applications that we can integrate with Teams. Also in Teams, you can develop your in-house application and use them in Microsoft Teams. So these are some of the popular applications in Teams. You can see Forms, Channels, Calendar, Power Automate, Polls, Power BI, Task by Planner. You have other applications, and you can filter these applications by their category. So let's say we want to filter application based on productivity, for instance. We can just come here and select productivity apps. So you'd see apps that fall under productivity. You have Trello, which is an external application to Microsoft 365. You have Workday, you have Poly, you have Projects, which is also a Microsoft application. You have SharePoint, you have Remind. So there are tons and tons of external applications that can be integrated seamlessly with Microsoft Teams. All you have to do is just add the application to a channel and you are good to go. So in Microsoft Teams as well, we saw when we tried to manage a team, we saw there are several permissions we can add to a user in a team. You have the owner permission, you have the member permission, and you have the guest permission. Now, for an owner, you are able to carry out any action within that team. Now, a team owner is more or less the admin for that particular team. You can add new users, you can remove users, you can add apps, you can set certain permissions based on your need in that team. Now, members have limited permission in the sense that they are only able to communicate and also carry out several capability that's already been assigned to them by the team owner. And guests here are external users, users that are not within our organization, but we've added them to collaborate with users in our organization. So they have limited permission compared to members in our organization. Also, we can create a team from an existing Microsoft 365 group. While we tried creating, we created the team from scratch. So what we'll do now is try to create, just show us how we can create a team from an existing group or create a team from an existing team. So when you go to join or create a team and you select create a team, you see here you have from scratch, you have from a group or from a team, you have creating from a template. Now, when you create a team from an existing team, creating a new team from an existing team, what it does is it copies, You can choose to copy members of the previous team to the new team. You can choose to copy the channels from the previous team to the new team, or tabs from the previous team to the new team. So you have here creating from an existing team, or creating from from an M365 group. So let's say we create from an existing team, just to show us. So you'd see here we have an existing team, and you have the option to copy apps, settings, and channels over to the new team. While the existing team will not be changed, but we can modify the new team which we are creating. Now we saw how we can create a team from a template. And then would have a brief look at how we can manage team settings. So for the audit 22, we go to manage team, and then under settings, we can see there are several permissions, several configurations we can carry out on a particular team. You have a team picture, which you can add. You can enable several permissions under for members, either allowing them to create or update channel, allowing them to add or remove apps, uploading custom apps, and the likes. And then here you would see guest permission. Now, guests are users that are external to our organization. And you can also set the at mentions, where if you want to tag all members in the team, or if you want to tag specific members in your channel, you can use this as well. And then the team code here is for users who want to join the team directly. So you can share this code with members for them to join that team without having to search for that team. And you have tags, and Microsoft Teams have lots and lots of different stuff where you can send emojis, memes, stickers, or GIF. And taking a brief look at the channel. So in Microsoft Teams, like we explained, you have by default the general channel. Now, when you create a team, the general channel is more or less the central hub where users can post messages that can be visible to other members in the team. And you can also create additional channels in that team. Now in channel, like I explained, see the heading here is the team name, right? And then what we have below is the several channels we have. We have the general channel, design, digital web app, based on your preference. You can choose what channel you want to create and users and add users accordingly. So for us to view channels, we just go click on a particular team, and then below that we can see the several channels we have for that team. Then we have the option to pin and unpin channels. So pinning channels is a way for us to ensure that the channels take priority over all channels, and then we don't have to scroll for a team that has multiple channels. We don't have to scroll a whole lot before we can get to the channel we are trying to access. All we have to do is click on the team's icon on the navigation list, then the ellipsis icon for more options, and you have the option to pin or unpin a already pinned channel. Now we have a channel notification where we can see notification for each channel. So you can either turn them on or off as you see fit. And connectors are more or less external applications that we can connect to Microsoft Teams. You have the Azure DevOps connector, you have the GitHub connector for the developers, you have the RSS connector. Based on your need, you can add these connectors to Teams and be able to utilize them. And we saw how we can create standard channels and private channels. So I would show to us what we mean by having a shared channel. So let's go ahead to create a channel. And let's say in this channel, we have the finance employees, or let's say internal employees, right? And here we have the privacy settings. And see here, you can choose either a standard mode where everyone on the team has access, a private mode where specific teammates have access, and shared channel where you can choose people from your organization or from other organizations to have access. So all of these how-to guides will be shared in the chat box so we can follow through, so we can demo out to see how we can create channels, how we can create teams, just to go through all that has been presented during the course of today's session. So we've seen how to create standard private or shared channel, and then we have the option to manage channel setting, like we saw, giving permissions or allowing certain applications to be added to a channel. So at this point, if you have any question, we would take questions now. If you need clarity on certain things, we can answer them now. So you can indicate if you have a question by lifts of hand, and I would attend to your question right away. So let's ask question. Questions before we wrap up today's session. You can post your questions in the Q&A box, and it will be attended to. Any question? If there are no questions, thank you everyone for attending today's virtual experience. I hope it was insightful, and then you were able to see several values and benefits of using Microsoft Teams. So tomorrow we would have the next session, same time, 11 a.m. where we will touch on other aspects of Microsoft Teams. So please take a moment to email us if you have any question, and then we will be on standby to respond to your questions. All right. Thanks everyone for joining today's session. You can disconnect from the presentation at any time.